it's time. Hey guys, it's your girl, Jessica, with Better Creek Model Horses, and I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. So I decided that this week, since I'm not going to be available on Friday, that I would do a pre-recorded video, just kind of going over something that has been bothering me for a bit. It's nothing bad, I promise, but it's like a how-to video. So I just wanted to kind of do one because I need to do what I'm going to talk about. Because I need to send a horse out, but we're going to talk about packing, how to properly pack a model today. There are plenty of people that share different, aspects and like opinions and all that stuff on this, but this is how I pack them. So, like I said, it could be different. Like everybody's, opinions differ on this. It's just going to be how I do it. And I've had success in doing it. So, let's go, because there's a reason why I want to go over this. So I am pre-recording this on Wednesday, and I'm watching the Tamara auction live. So if you see me go squirrel, that's because that's going on, and I'm trying to catch up on what all's going on, how much the stuff is selling for. Just a couple of things to discuss before we get into my topic. There is that Breyer came out with the Christmas surprise model super early today. This is Wednesday. So, and it, I guess I saw where it was leaked, kind of what it was going to be. And I didn't really pay attention to it, but it's really not bad. It is the strapless model. And the coal is a Pinto, a Tobiano. Then there's the pink, the purple, and the green, which me personally, I'm a green person, so I do like the green a lot, but I'm not able to get it just right now. I'm going to try to maybe get it this weekend. Not 100% sure. It is $150, so yeah, we'll think about it. But anyway, so there's that. And then Breyer released the, let me see if I can find it in here. Her name is Carmen, I think. The new, it's way down in here. Her name is Carmen. She is the second, or just one of the horses that's going to be in the Premier Club. She is a beautiful Andalusian mare that's kind of going gray. But she is done by Karen Gerhardt. She's the one who did Shannondale and I think the Cleveland Bay model that we all love, like Limerick, my broken Limerick that I still haven't fixed yet. So she's pretty. And then they're going to be releasing, I don't know when they're going to release the next one, but that's just at least a kind of a taste of what their Premier Club entrants are going to get next year. So that's exciting. Georgiana is I'm super excited to look and see how she looks in hand. But she's going to be the last one that's going to release in December-ish. Okay, guys. So with that being said, let's discuss the mailbag that I recently got the other day. One of them is going to be, and both of them came flawed. So I am okay. I am not happy, but I am okay. One of them came from Breyer, and this is the first time I've ever had this happen to me. The model is okay. He was going to be a sale model anyway. He's okay except for this part right here. And then I don't know if you guys can see inside, but his ear on this side where my finger's at, decided he's very loose in the box. So you guys notice where his head is at. And then if you look at the very top of the box, you're gonna see divots in the box. So guess what? And I'll show you the size of the box they sent him in. This is the size of the box they sent him in. So yeah, but do I want to fight a giant company? No, I don't. But I just want to say that, yeah, this is unacceptable. I haven't taken him out of the box. He's priced to sell at Briar Midwest. That's where he's gonna go. So yeah, I don't think he's got some like gunk on top of that ear, but I don't think that he is like not salvageable. So the next mailbag was something that I was super excited about, anticipating, because I was going to show him and everything like that. But unfortunately, I don't know if it was packer error or if it was, postal service error, but my Harmony came to me broken. This is the second time I've had a horse broken. He is flawless other than that. There might be like a few, like one little spot or whatever. But looking at him, there's really nothing that I can see that is absolutely outrageous except for this thing. And I don't even know where the ear is. I haven't found it, or I would, have him repaired. But here he is. So this guy will be for sale as a body. If anybody's interested, you can have him. I don't want to see him anymore. So that is why I am discussing this whole thing today, because both of the horses that I received in the mail were both damaged in a way. If the box, whether it be the box or the horse itself, we're talking about packing and how to properly pack a horse to where that doesn't happen, in my opinion, and the way I do it. So, I'll see you in a bit. So if you guys haven't seen the final prices of the Tamara Rose, I'm sorry, Tamara. I think I said it wrong. It's Tamara or Tamra. I cannot remember. I am so sorry. If you haven't seen the final prices of that, outrageous. That's amazing though. And like, that's an outrageous in the best sense. Because we've got some horses that are going for $300, $400, $500. There's a Silverado on the Othello mold that is going for over $1,000, and that's awesome. I'm so happy for her, and I'm super ecstatic that that's how they're selling for good. So for a good amount. But she's got some amazing stuff I haven't seen. In the last auction, she had a Sorcerer's Apprentice, which if you haven't seen that guy before, he's one that you don't ever see again. He's like the Alborozo mold. So yeah, he went for over $1,000. Just some stuff that you have never seen before. So first things first, we're going to pack this guy for one of my followers and show participants. She was looking for for a Tennessee Walker, Peterstone Tennessee Walker. But I had not been able to pack him because of holidays. So we're going to pack this guy. And the first thing I do is, of course, get your model. And the second thing I do is locate all of my tape and make sure I have plenty of bubble wrap. And the most important thing is I like to wrap in toilet paper. Now, do I wrap custom models in toilet paper? No. But I do wrap matte original finishes and some glossies. Sometimes people are like, I never do that. Well, I do, and I haven't had a problem yet. Knock on wood. So, it's, you know what, you do what you want. This is what I do. It is what it is. But I get toilet paper, wrap my matte models in it, some of my glossies, and go from there. I get horses all the time in the mail. So I have a collection of boxes. I've had to do a box purge, a lot of box purges. Also, Peep the Chicken, directions, Peep the Chicken. So I have box purges all the time because I get way too many. But you need to locate a box that is going to fit your horse. The Briar box that Theo came in, I'm going to use because it fits our guy pretty perfectly. If I need to, because I tend to use a lot of packing material, but you want to leave some space. So this guy is pretty good. I think I have enough space to work with. I tend to pack a lot and I mummify my horses because the post system, I don't use UPS, I use USPS. Like I said, this came UPS, the Breyers, the Theo. This guy came USPS, so both of them failed me this time. So I pack the ever-living crap out of my horses because of that factor right there. And just because it's in a box doesn't mean you don't need to pack it really well. If you have a box that's packed and ready to go and you hear rattling, no, not gonna work. So the next thing that I do is I grab my model and I start wrapping his head. The reason I do that is because the ears are some of the pointiest things on this horse, and the ears are the first thing that's going to probably get rubbed the heck out of if you don't wrap it properly. So what I do is I literally just mummify the head. I go around the ears. I had somebody, and sometimes I poke it through the ears just so the toilet paper can stay. Now, it looks bad at first, but I promise you, if you continue to wrap the model, then you're going to have plenty of padding built up so that horse's ears do not get scuffed. The pattern that I use when I'm wrapping is I kind of go, I'm trying to think of how to word this. I want to say like hot dog style. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but like hot dog style. So you see how the strip of the toilet paper is going up and down parallel with the line of the head. That's what I do. That's how I start. I cover the nose and I cover the ears. And then eventually I go up under the chin like that and I start going perpendicular with the head. And that way the thing's got plenty of, it just kind of stays. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it just kind of stays. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, you don't have a lot of the toilet paper unraveling and everything like that. This is the kind of tape that I use. Scotch tape. You can use any kind of tape, but it just kind of depends. And this is the kind of packing tape. I have learned that Scotch tape is the best packing tape in my opinion. That or the duct tape brand. But this one's the best because this is tougher and it is far more, it is heavier duty. It is heavy duty, heavier duty. I don't know how you describe that, or how you say that properly, but it is heavy duty compared to other brands that are cheaper, because of course when they're cheaper, they are cheaply made. So, but I do take a strip of this and I tape the dangling end, the loose end of the toilet paper, and tape the head. So now he's pretty much, I'm still not 100% satisfied with that, but I'm going to wrap the crap out of him with bubble wrap. And so I'll see you there. So after your model is mummified like this, you bring out this, because this is important, probably one of the most important pieces to your packing journey here. So, and then you just start wrapping. Kind of a method to my madness on this whole thing. The first wrap that I do is bubbles out, not in. Just because I've heard some, and I have seen some horrible things happen to models depending on the weather and how in the hot and the heat and all that stuff getting to them with those bubbles sticking. This is a matte model and it is cool outside kind of everywhere else. So, but I usually do the first layer, bubbles out just to stay safe. Second layer, bubbles in for me, and you just pretty much just keep wrapping until you cannot wrap anymore. But you literally just keep wrapping until when you go like this on a table, you don't hear anything. Now, don't do that. But I do it. It's kind of like baking until my heart is content. So I will keep wrapping until I feel like it is secure enough. Here's the thing, though, that I've noticed about a lot of wrap jobs on bubble wrap is they literally loosely wrap it kind of like this. They just leave it wrapped kind of like this. I tuck, if that makes any sense. I tuck pieces in and I wrap that horse, because the more layers this horse has got, the more it will be able to fight off being dislodged while it is being sent in the box. But it also kind of goes off of how much packing material you put in the box as well. And we'll talk about that. Something to note is do not have any exposed pieces. So see this tail right here? It's exposed. So I am going to wrap the heck out of it. I probably should have put some more toilet paper over it, but we're gonna, actually no, I am going to put some, I have enough bubble wrap. I can bubble wrap the tail. So that's what I'm going to do, because I don't feel confident with that thing not poking through a lot of horses in like I do. You have an unhealthy collection of bubble wrap. So I have bubble wrap everywhere. And I quite literally just, I use a lot. I use random bubble wrap. It is recycled. So here's the tape tail. It looks weird, but promise you it'll keep him a little safer and make me feel a little better in the end. Okay, since I'm having to rewrap this guy because I redid his tail, notice this is the first layer. It is perpendicular to the body. So it's going up and down when the body is going this way. That's the first layer. I'm going to take the second layer, and I don't care if it's bubbles out or in on this point. I'm going to do bubbles in because the face is already covered up, so that doesn't bother me. I'm going to go parallel with the body. So that's just me. That's just making it a my OCD kind of feel a little bit better. Because earlier you guys noticed I had it all sorts of all over the place, and I know that's not gonna happen right now. So I wasn't feeling it. Move the Coke out of the way. So I am doing parallel to the body. Some people just leave it like that. I don't, because I don't like the fact that it's loose. So it technically isn't loose. This guy's technically not loose, but I don't like that. I don't like that he's got loose stuff. So I'm going to tape it like this. So my little tape is right here. And then I'm going to start folding in if I can. Sometimes that might not be able to happen just because of the way that the model is. But see, like I'm just adjusting right here. Let me see if I can adjust enough. There we go. Sometimes it, can't happen because of the way the model's built and how long it is or how thick it is or its legs or anything like that. But this guy's not too bad. He's pretty slimline. So I'm going to start doing this, kind of making like a little pouch and just starting to kind of go in and secure that guy in that bubble. And I always like to tell somebody that this is a dog-friendly home, but you may get a piece of my DNA too, because my hair is really long and a piece of my hair might get stuck in the tape. I feel bad, but it is what it is. Also, this is being difficult, so I'm going in with the heavy-duty stuff. I am so sorry to the person unwrapping this because you got hit with the packing tape, and I am so sorry, but it was bothering me. So I am yet again going in with another layer of bubble wrap. And I know this sounds very scientific. I promise it is not. I'm not trying to be scientific in this deal, but this is a really wide piece of bubble wrap. So I'm going to have to do some more fitting, I guess, if that's the right word for it. Some more tucking in and like folding corners and stuff like that, or something. I don't know. Well, I'll have to figure it out. But anyway, yeah, it's just going to be one of those things. You got to do it with your heart. I usually have stickers made, but I don't know where they are. They got lost in the last packing flurry from the photo show that the October photo show. So I just wrote a note to her to follow BCMH on YouTube, and thanks for her purchase. Because I like it when people write me notes, so I like to write people notes all the time. So this is the final product. I'm double checking to make sure that most everything is covered. So the packing on the head helped keep the ears, so I can't can't feel anything. Legs are packed. Depending on the type of horse, most of the time you don't have to put anything between the legs, but you know, but yeah, the packing on the tail has helped as well. So I don't feel anything pointy. I don't feel anything pointy with his legs or anything like that. He is within at least three layers. I want to say 4, but that could be crazy. At least 3 so-ish layers of bubble wrap. That's the fun part. And I'm going to do my best to show you guys, but packing the box. So here we go. Pack a box. I like to make sure that the horse is going to fit in there with some room for packing. So this is what he looks like without packing material. The one thing that I always like to make sure is that there is a layer of something, not this, but a layer of something on the bottom to keep that horse from, well, it's pretty much a cushion to kind of save from any kind of impact on the bottom side. Now, I opened this box from the bottom. Sorry, y'all, I had to sneeze. I opened this box from the bottom, so we're just gonna pack it from the bottom, from the top up. So, because this normally would have been the top, but I'm a dingus and I opened it from the bottom. Conveniently, I'm using a briar box to film this, so I'm gonna try to find a piece of material. So this is kind of some really good squishy bubble wrap that I got from something, so it's gonna go in the bottom too. I got a couple pieces of this. I have a whole entire trash bag full of this stuff, and so I'm doing it to where you guys can see. I'm doing it to where I cover up the entire bottom portion of this, and that way he is completely free. Now, there are some tight spots in here, but I will pack the heck out of those. So, but he's pretty much cushioned on that bottom side. I'm still gonna put probably, you don't want to go too much because you're gonna, the model's gonna be too tall to be able to fit into that box. Let me see if I've got anything else. I got one more, and that should keep him pretty well cushioned. After that is all situated, I'm gonna put him in here, and that way I can start tucking stuff around him. I use all sorts of stuff. So it's like this paper, I start tucking it around him. So kind of, I do have packing peanuts, but I don't want to deal with that right now. I had something. Okay, here's this. I use all sorts of stuff just so he doesn't go anywhere. Pretty much, he's locked in. I'm gonna make sure he's locked in. I literally just had some paper somewhere. Okay, some more paper. And notice how that goes all the way, doesn't reach the top. We're gonna make it reach the top, because I will not pack stuff willy-nilly. So, and it could be bits and pieces. Anything is packing material if you just put your mind to it. So I'm using this big craft paper right now. I am tucking this in tight on the edges. When my boxes make it to the post office, they feel like they are like strapped with metal bands on them, because I pack the heck out of these things. I do my best not to expand the edges. Sorry. You're on another briar box, so there we go. Okay. So there. So yeah, I'm just stuffing this thing full of craft paper. When I do pack, I always think, some people will be like, well, doesn't that contribute to a lot of weight? I'm like, yeah, but I'd rather get my packages there in one piece versus not in one piece and an ear sticking through the box. So I will pay the extra money for the weight. I use pirate ship anyway, so there you go. Okay, So yes, there's a little bit of space left on the top. That's fine. I'm going to take some more bubble wrap and I'm going to fold it and it's going to go on top. And that way there's a barrier between the tape on the top, so when they cut into it, they're not going to cut into the horse. And go, and I'm going to tuck this in here, kind of like a blankie. There you go. And you notice like I'm kind of pushing it down, and then that way there is going to be a little, you know, of that, but there you go. And that way it fits. There's a little bit, I mean, I put a lot in there, so I'm going to have to, you know, push it together and push it together, but that's okay. But also, don't forget, if your horse does come with ribbons, I always put them in little plastic baggies. That's how I store all of my ribbons anyway. Don't forget to put that in there. I have done that before. Guys, now's the fun part. You got to tape it. So, I'm going to do this. And it's done. I'm just kidding, actually. Psych. Like I said, I use Scotch tape. And the thing is I've got to push this dude together to be able to get this to properly tape and not, I do not like a box that has like the sides overhanging like the edge of the top, you know, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to use all of my strength. That's actually what the little bit of tape was for, is to keep this thing together. But I'm going to go, taping is just as important as everything else. I'm going to go along the top here. Got a little bit of an overhang. But I'm going to do one across the top for good measure, just to kind of get a base. And then I'm going to go over it again. I usually do about 3 passes. But all, you know, super tight, no wrinkles or anything. Sorry. And that way I don't have to worry about anything, you know, happening to the contents, or, you know, something random opening it up or whatever, like a rip or a tear or something. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope it does. But I'm also OCD as hell. So also, here's the top of this box. This is Breyers tape. I'm gonna go over it again. One more good measure across the top. And I'm gonna probably do it 2 more times. And go from there. Alright guys, final product is here. This thing is solid. It is solid. I could throw it across the room and it will not hurt the horse that's inside. That's how I like it. I mean, the feeling and everything, I'm shaking it, nothing is moving in there. That's how I like my packages. Also, something to remember, if you've got old shipping labels on here, take a marker and black those things out, because I did have a package at one time get stale, stuck, whatever you want to call it, in the same spot for at least a couple of weeks because of one little bitty QR code. So everything that you see here, black it out, because they are very picky about what is shown and what is not shown. And I just don't want to take the risk of this thing getting lost, because I don't really want to have to pay the postage back or the insurance. So they say when I walk into the town that I work in, when I walk into their post office, they give you an example, pretty much black this entire thing out, like black it out. I do my best because this is a really halfway dead Sharpie, but they get the drift. Actually, so yeah, I just black the heck out of it and call it good. Or you can also put the next shipping label on top of this. That's probably what I should have done, and I'm probably going to do it. But just in case that you don't have a shipping label and you use, I used to use index cards or just write on the box the address and everything like that. This is good to black out completely with a marker. I'm just going to take the old shipping label or the new shipping label and put it over the old one. And that way I don't have to worry about, you know, messing this up or anything like that. Like stuff like this right here, this needs to be blacked out as well. Because it might confuse the word. I mean, it might not, it might. I'm not 100% sure, but I like to kind of help them out a little bit and black out what, you know, because they tell you to. They tell you specifically to black out things that other labels, anything you can think of, they tell you to black it out because that's the proper way to do it. So I ended up just doing that and calling it good because it's written through. So hopefully there's no issue with them reading that and thinking it's something else than it's not. Okay, the next step after you get everything packed and ready to go is you either, you know, put the address on it, get it ready to send out and like drop off at the post office, and then from there you have to have it measured and weighed, and then you have to pay at the post office. Or well, okay, let's talk about that. What I used to do when before I do what I do now, I used to write on an index card the address and my return address, you know, whatever, and I would just go to the post office and have them weigh it and measure it. But now, since I have Pirate Ship, I go on Pirate Ship. But the thing about Pirate Ship is you have to have a way to measure and a way to weigh your package. And I did both. I have a way to measure and I have a way to weigh. Here's my measuring ability. And then my ability to weigh comes from a scale that you can quite literally get off of Amazon. It's a postage scale or a like a package scale. I got mine from Harbor Freight, and it has saved my life. It is awesome. So either way, now when I measure, I'm not very good at the little lines in here. I know half, 3/4, and 1/4. That's all I know. And it's been a while. Don't make fun of me. I've never had to use it before. But so I just measure to the next thing that I can understand. So like if it's like, you know, a foot long, well, okay, like an 11-inch box, and it goes to like one of these little dot thingies, I'm just gonna go to 11.5. I mean, that's easy for me to figure out and easy for me to enter, and it's less numbers I have to deal with. So and then you do length times height, or I think it's length and width and then height. So your length is going to be here, your height is going to be here, and your width is going to be from here to here. So if that makes any sense. So length, width, and height. And then that's, you know, you enter that in Pirate Ship and go from there. Rule, always make sure you get your buyer's address. And I'm pretty sure I have her address. So she was a previous show participant, so I don't have to reach out and ask for her address. I already have it. So I wrote down on the old shipping label where I'm going to put the new one, I wrote down the weights because I don't have my scale by me anymore. It's over on another table against the wall. But I have it right here. So, and then I'm going to write the measurements on here, all on something that I can cover up. And that way I just have it right there. And then you enter all your information and go from there. Now, you can print off your label, your shipping label from like a printer, using normal paper. I have a thermal printer because I decided that I wanted to be fancy and I wanted to stick stuff on instead of taping stuff on. And that way there's no risk of, anything getting ripped. Ooh, I thought about putting a sticker on there. I didn't even think about it. So I like putting like extra goodies in my bag, my boxes too, but I just completely forgot on this one. I'm sorry. So yeah, I have a thermal printer with the thermal labels, shipping labels. There is a separate app for that. I got a Jaden's printer off of TikTok. So, yeah, it's great. So look them up on Amazon. They're really handy. You have to set it up. I do it separately on my phone, because I can't get it to connect to my computer, but that's okay. But yeah, and then you just print off your label and put it on and then drop it off at the post office. They scan it in. They can either give you a receipt or not. But it's just kind of up to you. But always, too, Pirate Ship is really good about providing a tracking number. Always send your tracking number to your person. Because I like having a tracking number. If the tracking number is not sent, it is not sent for me, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, send your tracking. It doesn't matter if it is the day before you send it off, whatever, it doesn't matter. Send the tracking number and then be sure to send it off, because there have been some people that have made tracking numbers but not sent them off, and that makes me so angry. Don't get me started. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The Jaden setup. Sorry, there was a mouse in my office, so that's why there's that there. But here's my Jaden setup. My printer setup. It is kind of dusty, but I have this was an extra that I used, but I've got that there, and then I use these rolls as stickers to put on my boxes that say, thanks for your purchase, follow me on YouTube, whatever. But these are the labels right here. They're just your normal like 4x6 or something, I think, or 4x5 labels. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little kind of rant. This is a rant, but like passive aggressive on how to pack a box. Breyer does not know how to do that. I'm going to call him out right now. Well, their warehouse does not know how to do that properly. They probably understand that, but with as much money as people are paying on horses, they need to be packed to where there is nothing that can go wrong. Well, knock on wood. At least it's not going to be blamed on the packing job. And it could be blamed on, the carrier or something. I pack mine to where it can literally be thrown from a building, and I think I feel confident that it should be fine. There's nothing moving around in here. I can't hear anything. He's stuffed. Now sometimes it is a blessing and a curse. Sometimes people stuff stuff that horse in there and pack him so well, it bends stuff. This guy should be okay. He's hard plastic. It's not hot outside. We can talk about customs and stuff like that later on. This is just packing an OF, pretty much. When I opened the Harmony box, he had some packing peanuts in there, but the box, in my opinion, was too big, and he was not packed in there very well. So it could be a carrier problem, or it could be a packer problem, like a seller problem too. But you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna file the insurance claim. I got not one, but 2 more Harmonies coming by accident. So yeah. Speaking of, I better pay attention to what I'm doing here. So I'm okay, I guess, on the Harmony thing now. If you guys want a Harmony body, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. From there, you just got to print out your label and everything like that and send it away. So I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I will see you hopefully next week. I have to work the Friday after Christmas, which is okay. If my mom's down, I'll see if I can get her to come and be a special guest next week. So don't want to miss it. Don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about yet. We'll figure something out. I might just talk to Mom about random stuff and we can go over there. I've got plenty of room in the office now. So, anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys have any questions, always send me a message. I don't always check my YouTube like my YouTube comments and stuff. So find me on Facebook, find me on TikTok, find me on here on YouTube. But send me a message via probably Facebook will work best. So y'all have a good one. And don't forget, Briar Midwest is around the corner. So we probably are going to do a bunch of different stuff on that eventually. So see y'all. Bye.